floor to do here. This is a going to be a 12 by 12 floor. I'm going to be covering it with Schluter Ditra, and then I am going to install a 12 by 12 tile and cut some corners and put some dots in the corners, which are made of a mosaic tile. So this is the Ditra. Comes in a roll, 150 foot roll, and you basically roll this out. You thin set it down with some polymer modified thin set. Schluter actually has a trowel specifically made for this, but it's a V-notch. But you can use a V-notch trowel. Just make sure you got big enough V-notch trowel. And this is a modified thin set that I'm going to be using. It's full flex modified thin set, and this is appropriate for a plywood subfloor. And that's the trowel I was telling you about. That's the Ditra trowel, and it's 11/64 by 11/64, and you can use a V-notch trowel. Just make sure that the depth of the V's are deep enough for the Ditra. And then that's the wooden trowel I use to smooth down the Ditra. And then you usually wet the plywood floor a little bit, just so that the plywood doesn't suck the moisture right out of the thin set. And you spread your thin set, and then you put down your Ditra, and you smooth it off with that wooden trowel or a steel trowel, or you use your feet. Just you want to make sure that you just get it into the thin set, so it's embedded in that thin set. And that's the Ditra down. The regular size Ditra is about 1/8 of an inch thick, so you put that down with a modified thin set, and then you use an unmodified thin set to set the tile to the Ditra. The reason for the using the unmodified is because you put the porcelain tile on top, and that's impervious, and then you got the thin set in the middle, and then you got the Ditra underneath, which is also impervious. So what happens is, if you use a modified thin set needs air to dry. So you use the unmodified, which needs the moisture to grow the crystals and cure. So that's why I use the unmodified thin set. It's not dependent on air to dry. It goes through a hydration process, and it needs the moisture in the thin set to dry, to cure. So anyway, I'm using a 3/8 inch square notch trowel, 3/8 inch by 1/4 inch, and you spread your thin set, and you lay your tile into it. And these are custom corners that I cut here for these mosaic tiles, and it's kind of a nice tile. It looks like a stone, like a natural stone tile, but it's actually a porcelain tile. I'm using 3/16 inch spacers. A lot of guys like to grid the floor, but when you're alone, that's really not necessary. So I usually just use spacers. And that's the whole floor. It's all installed, and just clean it up a little bit, pull the spacers out, and grout it. So there it is. It's all cleaned up. Spaces have been removed. You want to make sure you pull out the spaces. You don't want to leave them in. And a lot of guys stand them up, and you put 4 spaces per corner. I just set it right in the corner and just use 1 spacer. I mean, I don't see the point of using the 4 spaces. And that's it. You're gonna these little dots here, these mosaics, they need to be sealed before you grout, because they're kind of porous. And I'm using the boost in this grout. I'm using the Tech grout, and the boost is an additive that you put to the grout so that the grout becomes very stain resistant. And when you wash the grout off the tile. You don't want to use a lot of water. You want to use as little water as possible. Otherwise you tend to make the grout lighter than it's supposed to be. So that's the whole floor installed and finished. And that's basically it. Another floor done.